Thousands of miles away from the front lines, 15 Ukrainian families have improbably found their way here to Stoughton, a small town in Wisconsin. Here, they are building new lives and slowly recovering from the trauma of war. A Ukrainian mother and her 4 daughters at last reaching the safety of America. After 10 years of terror in war-torn eastern Ukraine, they are starting new lives in Stoughton, a Wisconsin town of 13,000 near Madison. And in the process, they are being embraced by a large community of fellow Ukrainian refugees.
She's a strong woman and she has courage to move.
Ksenia Soccer, who resettled here over a year ago and is now bilingual, is helping us grasp the harrowing situation Yulia Davidova and her daughters just escaped.
It's really hard to feel fear all the time that today could be your last day.
Davidova is from Avdiivka, a frontline town that Russia has reduced to rubble and where there is no electricity nor running water.
Lots of people just died not from the rockets, but from different diseases.
Davidova escaped thanks to her old neighbors Ilya and Natalia Poroshkov. After the Poroshkovs resettled to Stoughton in December, they begged their American sponsor to also help Davidova.
So Ilya told us about this family, and I couldn't get them out of my mind.
Renee Lushai is the co-founder and co-director of Stoughton Resettlement, a non-profit that has resettled 51 refugees since 2022. Lushai has sponsored 10 of them herself, and despite the language barrier, they have become one big family.
Natalia says we could not even imagine that we would be welcomed here like that. They gave us all the care, housing, and everything for a wonderful life. We are very grateful to the whole team.
It was in this kitchen over 2 years ago that Lushai first brought up the resettlement idea to her co-directors. A mob had just stormed the US Capitol on January 6, and Lushai felt the need to do something uplifting. Today, the 4 women, alongside donors and volunteers, are supporting 16 families, providing them with furnished apartments.
And this will probably be your room, Yulia.
And helping children enroll in school and adults find jobs and health insurance.
They're people like my family, they're people like my neighbors' families. We're lucky that we were not born next to Russia.
Hi, everybody. Good to see you.
Last October, when the Biden administration allowed Americans to also sponsor Venezuelans, Lushai and her co-directors brought in Rosani Sanchez.
We didn't want all of the refugees to look just like us. They don't need to.
As for Yulia Davidova, she says she's still scarred by a decade of war.
When something loud like thunder, it's hard to feel this feeling because you can remember all this stuff.
But she's about to get a much-needed morale boost. Her husband and her cat will soon join her and her daughters in America to start new lives as one big reunited family. Ben Shamiso, Scripps News, Stoughton, Wisconsin.